Imperium du Sang, Reading 4. I feel terribly for those that are evil but cannot embrace it, for they are fear incarnate, they, terrified of themselves and their own wreck and waste, unable to understand or accept what they truly are. Without the delusions or the illusions, I am able to put devious plans in motions in ways that those who are not evil cannot, will not, those wastrels of self-deception who feign their intents. Not all of my antisocial acts are exhibited, they cannot be, for no society allows these heinous acts to happen openly. Unless the dictates of society are full of corruption, then the society itself is evil. When this occurs, the masters of the dark reign supreme. With my mind's eye looking glass, I peered at my small family alienly, learning prodigiously, my father a man of books, the library small. I would come to know these books as words of my own heart. These texts, ideas, my family, my mother with her piano. I would often hear her keys coming down, clanging, slight dissonances that were imperceptible to her ear. Even as she is a very talented player, every mistake jarring, I could hear them one and all. These mistakes send me curdling inside, though my expression flat affect. I express none of the pain that the micro-intonations would cause me sitting with her at the piano. She thought she would teach me as she took her talented hands off the keys. My hands came down upon them. My hands moving across the keys swiftly, softly, precisely across those keys. Confused and befuddled, my family looked upon me again. A procession of years passed, I calculating, finding a moment true to strike, where the procession of stars would align. Now 15, my parents left on business westward. Having provisions left for me by my parents to survive for a few months, they left, striking upon this fortuitous moment to prepare the trap. I would kill my parents as an artistic expression. Both of them would end horrendously. Their torture still makes me tremble and ooze the music of terror from their dying breaths. Traps and poison, the fetishes of the desirous evening. Under the house, I had been moving away, shovels and buckets of dirt upended. I was digging for 3 hard weeks, preparing the trap first by creating a cylindrical hole that was about 9 feet deep. Then I filled this hole full of well-spaced 9-inch spikes of love, each singular spike carefully tipped with neurotoxin so that death was certain. The crank turned. The next phase of the plan activated. In phase 2, I started planing boards for my room to replace with boards in our living area. I did this so the planks could be thin enough to break with their weight, to make them all fall down, and be certain they would never be put back together again. All of this hard work was to pay off one day, soon. On this day, they went together to do some errands in the next town over. They left me as was customary to do, and I set myself to place these wafy planks in place. Creak, crack, pop. I tore up the old boards and placed in our new boards. Bang, 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 the hammer rang, and board by board was laid, the devilish details placing the throw rug upon the floor. Now, smiling menacingly, the alien heart cheery. My parents came home, and they played their footsteps through the patterns and motions they often performed, playing in my room, listening keenly, coolly. Then I heard it. My heart fluttered. I know they didn't hear the board creaking, then cracked, snap, crackle, pop. They all fell down. Down into the door of death as the board shattered, splintered in 100 million pieces, and my parents fell in, crying out broken dolls. My father's leg and arm oddly bent and contorted on impact. My mother fell, and a spike protruded through her side, her head resting limply. The provisions they purchased became strewn about them as they fell down to the poison spikes, and they succumbed to a poison tip impalement, falling into their bodies, skewered, twitching little insects. They were curdling and oozing their last blood cry, the child alien born anew with each spilling death. Wah, 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 I cried my crocodile tears with glee as I saw their last misery.